So, you want to leave Nauvis, do you? Well, in the age of space, you can access rockets quite early. And you should absolutely set up some infrastructure for building platform pieces as soon as you can. The platform pieces are expensive, and you won't have any access to the researches that make them cheaper for quite a while. I therefore recommend starting to make them early and stockpiling them. You should also build your first space platform to make space science as soon as you can. Then use this space science to unlock and stockpile all the parts you will need for your first interplanetary platform. Again, these things are expensive. While you can bootstrap every planet, I don't recommend doing this for your first playthrough. Instead, I recommend you build up your infrastructure on Nauvis, and then import the basics on each planet. That way, you can focus on solving the unique challenges of each planet, rather than trying to make absolutely everything from scratch yet again. Then, once you know what you're doing, bootstrapping can be an interesting additional challenge. Ouch! If only there was something to help with that. While you're away from home, the biters might get the idea that Nauvis is their planet. To help re-educate them, it's useful to have the right tools for the job. But tanks are over there, and I'm over here, I hear you cry. Well, fear not, my fellow engineer, because in the age of space, you can now drive tanks remotely. Easy, convenient, death machines. But tanks are kinda squishy later on, right? Fear not, brave engineer, because tanks now have equipment grids. And so long as they're in the logistics network, your bots will fill them with whatever toys you want. And let's not get started on the ease of blueprinting an entire army of tanks. Tanks, helping with all your scientific needs. Quality is powerful, like really powerful, but it's easy to get distracted rolling the dice. Especially in the early game, when really you need to be pushing on to the other planets. After all, they unlock the best tools for making quality items. There are a few strategies for getting quality items, but I would suggest focusing whatever approach you use on making a handful of end products that will have the biggest impact in the early game. Some examples of this are platform parts, like grabber arms and solar panels, because improved platform parts make smaller platforms more viable, and this helps a lot in the early game. Personal equipment, batteries and exoskeletons are good first quality candidates. Their increased performance gives you more bang for your buck. Bots. At first, quality logistic bots are probably more useful than quality construction bots. But either way, improved bots are kinda like having more bots without having to build more bots. Modules are also a good candidate for your first quality items. All of the modules get huge benefits from their quality variants. But the point here is that it's easy to get so focused on building quality everything that you burn through all your resources without realising it. This can make the early game tougher than it needs to be. So, just focus on a handful of things. That's a lot of bots.